Have you ever noticed the way a simple sound can make your heart skip a beat? That tiny ping, that soft chime, or that crisp click coming from your iPhone, yes, that's a notification sound, but it's so much more than that. It's a signal, a messenger, a tiny guardian of your digital life, telling you, hey, something's happened, and it might matter to you. But have you ever stopped to think about what these sounds really mean, and how they influence the way we feel, even in subtle ways? Let's take a moment to dive into the world of iPhone notification sounds. Think about the first time you heard the default ding or the familiar chime pop up on your screen. Did you feel a rush of excitement? Maybe a flicker of curiosity? Or perhaps a tiny spark of anxiety? Yes, even a notification sound can carry emotion. It's amazing how a few milliseconds of audio can stir feelings we don't even notice consciously. Apple, in its brilliance, designed these sounds with care. They're not just random beeps, they're carefully crafted to be pleasant, recognizable, and instantly attention-grabbing. Each tone has a personality. Take tritone, for example. It's playful, almost teasing, yet professional enough to be subtle. When it rings, it doesn't shout, it doesn't nag. It gently nudges you, like a friend tapping your shoulder with a secret message, hey, check this out. Isn't that fascinating? And then there's reflection. Have you ever heard it and paused for a moment, almost mesmerized by its calm, watery resonance? It's soothing, elegant, and for some reason, it makes you feel like your phone is more than a device, it feels like a companion. You might be waiting for an important email or a text from someone special, and that sound amplifies the anticipation. It's incredible how a tiny audio cue can create a ripple of emotions, right in your chest. But iPhone notification sounds aren't just about aesthetics, they're also about functionality. Each sound is carefully chosen to cut through ambient noise without startling you. Imagine being in a cafe, headphones on, and your phone buzzes. You don't want it to sound like a fire alarm, but you do want it to grab your attention. That balance, the perfect middle ground between subtlety and noticeability, is something Apple engineers obsess over. And here's something even more intriguing, we all have personal relationships with our notification sounds. Some people instantly recognize their friend's text tone, their partner's email alert, or their favorite app's ping. It's almost Pavlovian. The brain starts associating these sounds with people, places, and emotions. A single notification tone can trigger memories, smiles, or even a little flutter of excitement. Can you think of a time when a notification sound made your day, even before you looked at your phone? I bet you can. Now, let's talk about customization. One of the beautiful things about iPhones is that you don't have to settle for the default sounds. Apple allows you to choose, tweak, and personalize each tone. Want your messages to ping like a gentle wind chime? Done. Prefer your emails to hum with a quiet elegance? Easy. The iPhone gives you control, letting your device speak in a voice that feels uniquely yours. Isn't it wonderful to have technology that can feel so personal? But here's the twist, notification sounds aren't always welcome. Have you ever had that moment when your phone buzzes, and your heart jumps, only to realize it's just a reminder from a game app? Suddenly, that once-loved sound feels intrusive. Funny, isn't it? A sound that once brought joy can turn into a source of stress if overused. That's why Apple also emphasizes subtlety, providing a variety of sounds and even silent options, so we can choose the audio environment that suits our mood and life. And speaking of moods, imagine how these sounds can influence your productivity. Studies show that certain tones can reduce stress, improve focus, and even boost your alertness. A gentle chime can remind you to respond to messages calmly, while a brisk ping can catch your attention when immediate action is needed. Your iPhone isn't just giving you information, it's shaping your reactions, subtly guiding your daily rhythm. Isn't it incredible that something so small can have such an impact? Let's not forget the artistry behind these tones. Apple works with sound designers, musicians, and engineers to craft each notification sound. They experiment with pitch, duration, rhythm, and harmony to ensure that each alert is functional yet emotionally resonant. You might not notice the science behind it, but your brain does. Every time you hear a tone that feels just right, that's the result of careful calculation meeting creativity. In a way, each notification is like a tiny musical note in the symphony of your life. And here's a question for you. Have you ever tried to imagine your day without these sounds? No chimes, no pings, no vibrations. At first, it might feel peaceful, even liberating. But soon, you might realize how much these small cues anchor your attention, remind you of tasks, and even connect you to others. Notification sounds are, in a sense, the unsung heroes of modern communication. They keep us connected, informed, and aware, all in a few brief, melodic moments. Now, here's where it gets even more fun. iPhones also allow for vibration patterns along with sounds. You can mix and match, creating combinations that feel entirely your own. Imagine setting a soft vibration for messages from family, a cheerful ping for friends, and a crisp alert for work emails. Suddenly, you don't even need to look at your phone, you can feel who's reaching out just by touch. Isn't that amazing? Technology, sound, and touch, all working together to enrich our daily experience. And we can't forget the joy of discovering new sounds after an update. Apple often adds fresh tones with iOS updates. A new notification sound can feel like a tiny gift from your phone. There's a subtle excitement in exploring them, testing them out, imagining which one will become your new favorite. It's playful, it's whimsical, and it reminds us that even our devices can spark small moments of delight in everyday life. Of course, the magic of notification sounds isn't universal, it's deeply personal. Some people prefer minimalism, the softest tones, or even silent alerts. Others love variety and change, delighting in the personality each tone brings. What's certain is that these sounds are not just functional, they're emotional. They're reminders that even in our digital lives, there's room for beauty, expression, and connection. So, the next time your iPhone buzzes or chimes, pause for a moment. Listen carefully. Let yourself feel the tiny burst of attention it brings. Ask yourself, what is this sound telling me? How does it make me feel? Whether it sparks joy, anticipation, or even a bit of tension, know that it's designed to reach you in ways that words often cannot. Notification sounds are the invisible threads weaving through the tapestry of our daily lives, quietly shaping our moods, our interactions, and our experiences. And now, as we wrap up, I want to take a moment to thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of iPhone notification sounds. It's fascinating how something so small can carry such meaning, isn't it? If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like button. And hey, why not subscribe to the channel so you never miss these little explorations into technology and everyday magic? Your support keeps us going and allows us to bring more stories, insights, and discoveries right to you. So, here's a virtual high five to you for sticking around. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for caring about the little things that make our tech, and our lives, more vibrant. Until next time, keep listening, keep feeling, and remember, every notification has a story to tell.